Hello, everyone, and welcome to our introductory video for Rule of Law and Holiday Traditions, happening later this year in the beautiful country of Austria, in one of my favorite cities in the world, Vienna. This 8-day, 7-night itinerary begins on December 8th and ends on December 15th, and is hosted by one of our favorite hosts, Richard Pena. We love when he hosts our itineraries. And again, I'm excited to talk about one of this destination because it's one of my favorite in the world, but I'm also excited to be joined once again by one of my friend, Nicola Balmain. Nicola, thank you so much for joining us.
So wonderful to be here. And again, we're talking about one of our favorite countries, one of our favorite cities again. But of course, they all hold places in our heart for different reasons. And Austria was actually my very first job as I was starting on my journey of travel industry career at the ripe old age of 17. So yeah, Austria is a little special, and especially at the holiday time, such a wonderful place to be. I'm fortunate to have skied in Austria too, and in the wintertime. So a magical time to be there. I hope you'll join us.
Yeah, and I've never been there in the winter. I'd love to. I mean, I've been in the winter. I've never been during Christmas, and it is a really special place. And what makes this journey extra special is our host, Mr. Richard Pena. Could you tell us a little bit about our host?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know Richard, you're missing out. Richard is a dear friend of Nanda, and we have collaborated with Richard on many international delegations. He's led 20 international delegations around the globe, and he's a very esteemed leader in Austin, Texas, where he practices and has a law firm, but he's also an accomplished national leader as well. As you can see from the accolades here, he has been very influential in State Bar of Texas, but also as a president of the American Bar Foundation. And most recently, in fact, I think just before the holidays, he was awarded the 2024 Fellows Award winner of the National Conference of Bar Presidents. And he is the very first Hispanic minority lawyer to be awarded that great honor. So Richard, if you're listening, hope you have a great time on February 2nd when you're going to be awarded this wonderful accolade for all the great work that you do for your clients, for your community, and for the people that surround you. So he's a great leader. You'll very much enjoy him, and come see how wonderful Richard is in Austria.
Yeah. And what makes him so special is he brings all of that experience, all of that knowledge with him on these amazing journeys, and brings that to this career enrichment journey for not only the personal, but also the professional development. The reason I love this journey is because it takes one of our favorite countries and layers on that professional development that so many people go on these journeys with Richard to learn more about. Tell us a little bit about what can be involved in a career enrichment journey and how it's a little different than what might be just a cultural experience.
Yeah, one of the missions always on Richard's delegations has been to engage with lawyers, with judges, with people that have influenced the rule of law, practiced the rule of law, but also can contextualize the rule of law in Austria as compared to the rule of law, say, here in the US. It's developing your international network. It's really expanding your cultural experiences that also influence how you practice law in your home state, town, country. And the world's getting smaller, so I think it's really important that we have friends around the world that we can lean on in need for exchange of knowledge of information, or it's just wonderful to have friends in other places that share your core interests. And of course, we develop these programs with a rich professional engagement so that they can, number one, qualify for your MCLE credits. But of course, tax season is right around the corner. So everybody's thinking about those expenses that may be deductible. And this particular journey should qualify as one of those deductions.
Always important as a business owner is when you're looking at or professional development, you want to be able to write off as much as you can. And so let's talk about this itinerary because I know it's one of our favorites. Rule of Law and Holiday Traditions, December 8th to the 15th. Our first night is an overnight flight. I love the flow of this itinerary because we spend 3 nights in each city. So it's 3 nights in Vienna, getting a chance to experience all that Vienna has to offer. Then we travel over to Salzburg. We have 3 nights in Salzburg for flying out of Munich. For those that are interested, there may be a pre or post tour to Prague. Full disclosure, this looks like it's a post tour, but it could be a pre-tour depending on how the itinerary shakes out. But either way, getting a chance to see Prague. They also have some amazing holiday Christmas markets there as well. So because we were so excited about the cultural immersion and the exploration that this itinerary offers, we thought we'd start there because it's such a unique itinerary, because not only are we doing this, career enrichment, but the backdrop is so beautiful. This career culture is so beautiful. Tell us a little bit about some of the cultural immersion and exploration that our travelers or journeyers will be able to see, Nicola.
I think, yeah, being in Austria at the winter time, there's something very, very magical about it. The traditions, the lights, everything is just so beautiful. And we have wonderful friends that we've worked with for many years in Austria, and you will get to visit with our friends during several wonderful activities. One of them will be going to the Harrigan, one of my favorite things to do, which is a wine tavern. So, during the spring, summer, they grow their own grapes, and then they harvest their own grapes and make their own wine. And they have wonderful traditional food, for instance. So you'll meet several of our friends there that we collaborate with in Vienna. An evening Christmas concert. Oh my gosh, what can get more magical than that? Being in Austria, one of the most important countries in the world for music, having some wonderful composers and musicians of times of old. And Schönbrunn Palace, which in of itself is magical all year round. And the Christmas markets, great time to shop for gifts for your friends, for your family, for yourself. They have to be experienced to be believed. They are magnificent. Europe has many Christmas markets. In fact, my home country of England now has Christmas markets fashioned after the German and the Austrian markets, but you cannot beat these origin markets just for their authenticity and their beauty, and also because of the crafts that you can buy there as well. It's truly magical, not to be underestimated how wonderful it is.
Yeah. And the culture, that Austria offers as a backdrop to these beautiful Christmas markets is also not to be missed at all. And the idea of dining with friends of Nanda, we didn't talk about it in this particular video, but the Nanda way is just shown through every aspect of this itinerary. If you don't know what the Nanda way is, if you haven't seen any of our other videos, watch the other videos. The Nanda way is definitely all throughout this itinerary. But so is our idea of what the professional engagement, continuing education, and peer engagement is, because it's also a big part of this itinerary as well, with meaningful interaction and collaboration with a focus on the rule of law. Tell us a little bit about what that theme will be throughout the itinerary here in Austria.
Yeah, they'll be learning about the rule of law, or the ABGB, as I am going to pronounce it and not even attempt that one. But that's the civil code, right? So the civil code and the governance in Austria, you'll learn about that, its history. It has been practiced since 1812. You'll also meet with lawyers, professors, and other legal experts, not least of which will be your interaction with Dr. Franz Pellant. So he is the president and the Senate of the Supreme Administrative Court. So there are 3 Supreme Courts in Austria. So you'll get to exchange ideas and have a conversation with Dr. Pellant. Also, along the way, we'll be having lawyers join you for dinner or engaging with you in both locations. So in Vienna and in Salzburg. So Vienna obviously being the larger capital city, and Salzburg, you'll see here the beautiful alpine backdrop and the snowy capped mountains of the Sound of Music Alps. So you'll get to see lots of different elements of Austria on this particular itinerary.
Yeah, and it's hard to beat that classroom view. I've been in a lot of classrooms with very few views that look like that. So that's a very great way to spend an afternoon learning about professional engagement and growth. But also there's something for everyone. So while we're off doing professional engagement and growth and communicating with our peers, we encourage our delegation to bring guests, because we really have encouraged something for everyone. So tell us a little bit about some of that professional guest program that'll be happening while the professional development is happening at the same time.
Yeah, I think all of our professional programs, they have a guest element to them. So we always encourage that for all of our journeys. But this one in particular, there's no nicer time to be traveling with somebody during the festive season, right? So whether you celebrate the Christmas holiday or not, this is just a very, very traditional time to be in Europe, to really feel that atmosphere, to feel how excited everybody is for the holidays. We'll be learning how to make a local punch as well. So learning how to make traditional cookies. But again, during that time, when the professional members are at the university or speaking with their law and legal professional colleagues, their guests will enjoy privately guided experiences. So you're never going to be on your own. You'll be guided and given great tours of, Hellbrunn Palace, for instance. There is a little bit of free time for you to explore, because I suspect guests are going to want to do some shopping while they're over here this particular time of the year. So we try and find a balance between making sure you're shown all the wonderful highlights of each location, but given some free time as well, just to do that little extra special shopping for yourself and others.
You took the thoughts right out of my mind. I was thinking the same thing. We talk about not putting shopping there because we always encourage our travelers to explore rather than spending time in shops. But this might be one of those itineraries where shopping might be a little bit higher on the suggestions of things to do.
Well,
But talking about
we always like to encourage supporting the local economy. So,
absolutely, that's a great point as well. But talking about the rule of law and holiday traditions, the itinerary again, December 8th to the 15th, 3 nights in Vienna, 3 nights in Salzburg, starting at $46.99 per person. That's land only based on double. But if you have a guest, a friend, a husband, a wife, a spouse, bring them along with you. As you can see, there's something for everyone. But if you are rooming as a single, there is a $699 single supplement. If you are looking to include airfare, Nanda Journeys is happy to help you with any airfare requirements you may need. Please feel free to reach out. To hold your space in this itinerary, it is $500 per person. We do encourage you to get travel insurance as well. That is due at time of deposit, and Nanda Journeys can help you with that as well. Your deposit of $500 is fully refundable up until July 11th. So if you're thinking about joining us, please put that $500 deposit down. Hold your spot. We know how popular this itinerary is. We'd hate for you to have to be waitlisted because we ran out of space. You can always get your $500 deposit back up to July 11th, minus a $95 service fee. So please, if you're interested in joining us, I can't tell you enough. This is going to be a very popular and exciting itinerary. So thank you all so much for joining us on this introductory video. Nicola, any final words you want to leave with the viewers?
Yeah, there's no more special time to be in Austria than the holiday season. We did soft launch this program a couple weeks ago, and we have received a lot of interest already. So your words are wise. I do think this one is going to sell out pretty early. Ordinarily, we can go several months and we still have place for people. I strongly believe this one is going to sell out pretty fast. So if this is something that's on your bucket list you wanted to do, I do encourage you registering pretty early for this one.
Yes, absolutely. If you have any questions, please reach out to Nicola or the team at Nanda Journeys at nandajourneys.com. Send us an email at info@nandajourneys.com. You heard it from Nicola. I'm the eternal optimist. I think everything's going to sell out, but for Nicola to say it's going to sell out quick, that means it's probably going to sell out quick. So please, if you're interested, reach out. We'd be happy to get you signed up. Thank you so much for joining me, Nicola. Thank you all to our viewers for joining us on this amazing video. We look forward to seeing you on the next Nanda video, and we look forward to seeing you in Austria later this year. Thanks so much.